And welcome aboard here. It's Tallahassee Live. Of course, your reckoning going at it here today, hosting Pensacola Football Club Academy here in a WPSL showcase. Andrew Jupe alongside Ben Grubbs. We've got an afternoon matinee affair. It is an absolute scorcher here in the capital city. But an exciting showcase between two teams who had a great contest earlier this season and are neck and neck right now in the table, Ben.
Yeah, they really are. They are 1 point apart, 10 points for the Reckoning in fourth, 5 points for Pensacola Academy in ninth. But if you look at the ever-crucial points per match, just 0.25 separating them, 1.25 points per match for Tallahassee, 1 point per match for Pensacola Academy. And, of course, as you reference, that 2-2 draw. But quickly, we'll turn it over to the national anthem. And yeah, like I was saying before, we had that lovely rendition of the national anthem, lovely as always. Yeah, these two teams played to a 2-2 draw at Pensacola on June 7th. So now we've got a bit of a grudge match. Let's see which of these two teams can come out on top. If we're looking for some players to watch, first for Pensacola, Michelle Melancone. She has 4 goals on the season. That is tied for third in the league behind Paige Phillips and Emma Belts, both of the Pensacola FC team. That is the full Pensacola FC team. We're seeing the academy team here today. Tied for her in third are Shelby Rynierson of Florida Roots, Jillian Thompson of that full Pensacola FC team, and our own Sasha Manders of the Tallahassee Reckoning. So if you're looking for our Cook's Pest Control pest of the game, maybe keep an eye on Sasha Manders. Let's see whether she or Michelle Melancone can come out on top in the Golden Boot race, at least for third. I think it'll be tough to catch Paige Phillips up there in first. She's got 10 goals. Michelle and Sasha both on 4. And we also want to give a little highlight to the fact that Crystal Dunn of the United States women's national team is here. I'll turn it back over to you, Jupe.
Absolutely. Yes, she's here giving the coin toss right now, as you can see down there at the bottom of your screen. So local celebrity going forward here. Well, I wouldn't say local celebrity, but a celebrity here locally, of course, coming back too. So the Dunn family is in the house today, getting the backstage pass and the grand master tour of everything that the Tallahassee Soccer Club has to offer. So great to see some full-blown soccer royalty in the house. You know, we get spoiled on the weekly with Dr. Fontes, of course, being in, and we kind of take her for granted, right? Being in the coaching staff, of course, the ownership here, high profile in her own regard. But as far as the younger players, this one hits home a little harder. But cool to see not only her in the house, but rocking a Reckoning jersey. I respect that.
A customized Reckoning jersey.
Yes.
This isn't just, you and
one
I.
Of one.
One of one. You and I have our Reckoning jerseys on, but they're just, the regular ones that you can buy at the merch store, which you should all do. You should all stop by. If you're ever looking for some concessions and you see a little tailgate tent over there, that's where you can buy some Reckoning merch. Don't think you can get the custom Crystal Dunn jersey that she is wearing with her famous number 21, but you can still get a nice Reckoning jersey.
Absolutely. And we're getting ready for kickoff here, Ben, as we're off and rolling. As a fantastic showcase that we have out here today, an afternoon affair. We're going to get the soccer in early and often, of course, for those who, like the Reckoning franchise, will have the USLW team going later tonight, which will be a really exciting contest. Of course, we'll get to that later. We want to make sure we give the due respect here to the WPSL squad as they're looking in their first year in the WPSL squad to lock up. Could be as high as second place in the table, which would be awesome here for the franchise as a whole. So really excited to see what we have here today. Of course, starting for your Reckoning, it's going to be Landon Nelson up top. Midfield's going to be Bartasek, Hassel, Smith, Reynolds, Musgrove. In the back is going to be Griffin, Woodard, and Anderson, and McKessie in between the pipes. And that starting lineup is a little off here, as Woodard not going to be on the back line, but she'll be spilled out here to the perimeter, kind of bounce back and forth. Looks like a 3-5-2 is what we're going to be rolling with here for Tallahassee. We're off and away here on Reckoning Live, trying to pick up a big victory against the Pensacola Academy, part of the franchise, who's the big bad wolf of the league, as it were. Throwing coming here side here for the Academy. Nelson and Land going to start up top. A couple of grinders. You know, Nelson, junkyard dog. Love her work rate. Really solid go-getter. Just her mentality that she approaches the game is really fun. Land centering ball here. That's going to be Layla Smith, one of the younger Academy players here for the Reckoning, coming up through the ranks. Hassel, a nice little overlapping run for Autumn Woodard, who has been dethroned, Ben, over the last week. Of course, has been passed by Zamaya Hill, of course, franchise all-time leader in goals. But Autumn Woodard, the wily vet, 10 all-time goals for your Reckoning. So big part of where this franchise is and a launching point for where it's going to go. Service out on the perimeter here for Pensacola. An adventurous run. Gahornan over on that far side. Now down in the corner in positioning there is going to be Maddie Musgrove in defense. Centering ball coming into the area. Slides back past Hassel, but will be scooped back up here by the Academy. They're going to dump it top of the box. Woodard now with a sprawling effort. How about McKessie? Making sure, keeping him honest here, full stretch. Keep it out of that far post, Ben.
Yeah, and quickly want to highlight Jordan Land. You saw number 11 there for Pensacola. She was going back to get that ball. Would have had plenty of time maybe to set up a shot or a pass, but Land was there on the pressure, made sure she had to get rid of it quickly and helped force the shot wide.
Yeah, fantastic. Fantastic for her, absolutely. That's another thing. Of course, the Texas native. She's used to the heat, but I don't know about this humidity here, Ben. It's a different beast, and thank goodness for the WPSL substitutions and the rolling nature of them that we're able to go with that because they will be needed today. It is an absolute scorcher here in Tallahassee today. Very hot, very uncomfortable. Couldn't imagine running around for 90 minutes, Ben.
Oh, absolutely not. I'm glad I'm up here in the booth. It's we may not have fancy air conditioning, but at least we're covered. We're in the shade here. It's a nice respite.
Shade itself, it feels like it's worth 30 degrees as we have a foul here back about 45 yards from goal for the Academy of Pensacola. Oh, they're going to say throw in. My mistake. Going to hit Edwards. Back to goal. Spins out of it. Drops it off to Curley. Long ball over the top. Met well initially here. Believe it's Musgrove. But the Academy's going to get on the loose ball. Abby Griffin, a nice fight, 30 yards from goal. She comes out victorious, looking to serve. Long ball headed direct, looking for Nelson up top. And it's going to be picked off here by the back line. A little bit of a medium speed roller back to the keeper, Rodriguez. Nelson's going to keep him honest.
Yeah, just a little bit of miscommunication there on that one. You saw Nelson was checking to the ball right as it was kicked long. But something the Tallahassee will try and get ironed out over the rest of this game.
Absolutely. So Rodriguez starting in goal here today. We're in 99. A lot of high numbers here for Pensacola. You can tell that they seem to have unified numberage similar to the Reckoning throughout the franchise. So a lot of 30s and 20s we'll see out here today. Woodard's going to slide it out here to Land. Nice little quick touch, but it's going to be taken away here by Pensacola. Corhonen looking to collect and distribute. Good pressure here by Land. Tried to thread it through. And it gets through for Pensacola. Good work here by Griffin to dig this one out for Tallahassee. And it'll be recovered and try to cycle around for Pensacola. Hassel now with some service. Here's Nelson with an opportunity. Have some help from the defenders, but she's going to go into the box. Challenge from Pensacola, but it'll slide out of play, and it'll be a corner kick here for Tallahassee. So a great opportunity here in the early going for your reckoning.
Yeah, and that'll be something to watch there is Strickland on the back line. Tallahassee so far has started out trying to play a lot of long balls over the top, but Strickland right there displayed a lot of speed, something Tallahassee may have to shift their game plan a little bit to account for that.
Absolutely. So out of the corner, it's going to be Hassel to take it. It's going to be a right-footed outswinger going to the middle of the 6-yard box. Academy's first two. It's going to roll on out slowly and kind of awkwardly. That never happens on a corner kick. It's going to be spilled out, looking for Reynolds on the secondary ball. But now the Academy looking to go on the counter. Scoop back up, deflected. Tough collision there with Griffin as this one goes off and out of play for a reckoning throw-in.
Yeah, good covering there by Griffin, not just making the clearance, but getting it to go up for a reckoning throw-in, no less.
Yeah, absolutely. So, of course, man, cannot get used to seeing Woodard on the back line, Ben. That's been throwing me off the last couple games here as this one spilled out of danger here by the Academy. Once again, another throw-in for the reckoning. This one just about 40 yards down the line. As Woodard will take this one about 40 yards from goal. Goes long here, able to get to Bartasek. 20 yards from frame. It's going to be cleared, but locked in nicely. Looks like Manders in there on the cleanup. Locks back in. Hassel looking to thread the through ball here, but it's going to be scooped up. Intended for Smith. Academy now using the ref as a blocker. Well done, Crafty. Service going central here. That was by Mathern. And now over the top, trying to find these little pockets. Good sword out here by Musgrove. She's able to intercept that one. Long ball service. Once again, looking for Nelson. It's going to be cut out here by Melicone. And back over the top. Griffin wins the header. Reynolds wins the second one. Here, the Childs connection coming out of the back here for the reckoning. And service on over to the far side will be picked out initially here by Manders. Now over the top, Bartasek puts it in the corner. Land's going to have an opportunity to run this one down and will catch it here in the 7th minute. Tries to turn back into goal, and it'll be out of play here for a reckoning throw-in, but fantastic position here early for the reckoning.
Really is, and you saw that powerful throw-in from Woodard earlier. Now a chance to maybe get this one in the box. Could be almost like a mini corner, as it were. And, yeah, sure enough, Land had it picked up, and now Woodard will come over. Counting 5 reckoning players. Nelson checks to her, and a little miscommunication there as it goes straight to the goalkeeper. Looked like she was maybe thinking that Smith was going to make a run that didn't wind up happening. Just a couple little miscommunication issues early in this game as the players try and get in sync. They haven't had a lot of the ball so far in this game. It's mostly been a possession game for Pensacola, so maybe once Tallahassee's able to string a few passes together, they can get that communication sorted out and maybe put together a goal-creating move.
Absolutely. They've been kind of been a little tough sledding down the backstretch of the schedule here. Ben started kind of fast and furious, a lot of goals, and then hitting some really impressive opponents here defensively. And so kind of pumped the brakes on the goal count. But, of course, Manders still leading the charge here in WPSL play with 4. And the squad has 14 overall, which is towards the top of the table. Because it's a wild dynamic. It's a real have and have-nots. It's really kind of like a royalty. You've got Pensacola, the senior team, and then it's kind of everybody else. But the rest of the teams are all very, very close. Of course, the whole combination of the teams, I believe, are within 4 points of each other are those 5 teams.
Yeah, and you look at the table right now, Tallahassee in 4th, Pensacola Academy in 5th. But the way it shakes out, there's only one other game, I believe, left in, at least today. So you got the Roots and Gulf Coast at 5. Tallahassee, the winner of this game, could jump to second in the table. It's a very compressed group.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, due to the weather cancellation that Tallahassee had against Pensacola's senior team, they're not going to make that up as this one goes into the field of play. Shot attempt there by Pensacola, but wide of the mark. All that to say is we will have to go to the old points per game, which we love, of course, by the end of the season because Tallahassee and the Pensacola senior team, PFC, will only play 9 matches this season. I don't know if there's anybody else that's in that similar situation for the rest of the league. But, of course, like you said, there will be a uneven amount of games here for the participants this year.
Yeah, by my quick count, every other team going into today had played 9 games. That's Union, the Roots, the Academy, and Gulf Coast. Of course, Roots and Gulf Coast play tonight, so that will bring them up to 10 games.
There you go, the full 10. Service trying to go through on the ground, but Woodard in fantastic position here for the reckoning. She'll play it back to McKissy, and great assertive step there to sort this one out by Pensacola on the counterattack. One-on-one with McKissy, leg save, fantastic effort. One-on-one, had to have it, up to the task, and a gorgeous save here by number 81, Aubrey McKissy. Absolutely had to have it. We're staying 0-0.
Yeah, it really did need to have it. There was chaos at the back, and Pensacola capitalized. 27 came in there one-on-one with the keeper. Excellent save, though, from McKessie. Now it's a corner for Pensacola.
Absolutely. As one of the Corhonans getting in there. So to be over here from the near side, be a right-footed in-swinger here in the 11th minute. Of course, Pensacola in dark blue, Tallahassee in the two-tone pink. Those nice new uniforms here for 2025. They are slick.
And you would know you're rocking one right now.
Absolutely. Had to have it. Had to have it. Too nice not to. Of course, McKissie's going to wear the black keeper jersey here today. The keeper kit, as it were. This one's going to be taken away here. Pensacola very aggressive. Edwards now on the turnabout. Left-footed shot. It's going to be dug at by Griffin. Secondary ball to Pensacola. Griffin follows up really well, and has the clearance here with the left foot. Now over the top, Bartasek, who's been solid on the service here today. He's been looking long, trying to target land up top on that cross-field pass to the corner. This one's going to be scooped up by Pensacola, cleared by the defense of Melicone, and back out for a goal kick, it appears, for Tallahassee.
And GP mentioned the heat and the need for subs. Tallahassee's already got a couple warming up, and looks like the Pensacola Academy is doing the same. I don't see anyone on their bench, though. I think they're down there getting maybe getting some subs ready.
Yeah, slim roster here for the visitors. Do have a couple, but, yep, they're going to be catching some shade when they have the opportunity. Poke free here by the Academy, looking to get the jump start. Good step by Musgrove. Clears it out of danger. An opportunity for Land to run onto this one. And the Texan native on top of it. Looking for a right-footed shot. Goes on frame. Rodriguez had to have it and did. So a couple early saves by each keeper. And we're still at zeros here in the early going.
Yeah, good job there by Land. Really good touches to set that one up, created separation between her and the defender. It was a tight angle, good power on the shot, good positioning, and good save from the goalkeeper.
Mm-hmm. Of course, this previous match, like we talked about out in Pensacola, ended in a 2-2 draw where both teams led. Pensacola got the first one. They creased the sheet early. Reckoning conceding in the 3rd minute. And then just before halftime and just after halftime, Reckoning cashed in. And then after that, Pensacola was able to tie it up in minute 54. And then they coasted last 40 minutes tied into the sunset out on the Emerald Coast. A goal kick coming here for McKissy. Long ball. This one's going to get all the way to Land, about 50 yards from goal. Good little bit of control. That's a tough one to handle on a bouncy turf field, but she does well there. Griffin, long ball over the top, looking for Nelson. Secondary ball is going to be picked up by the youngster Smith. He's going to circle back as Pensacola comes away with this one. Nice little 1-2 on the near side for the visitors, but great step by the veteran here on the near side to put that one out of danger.
And looks like Pensacola maybe preparing a sub, not quite yet, ready to come in as Tallahassee takes over possession.
Dump back to McKessie here in between the pipes. Land as well to save it here. And it looks like was not saved. So
good effort nonetheless.
Indeed. Absolutely, absolutely.
And quickly the referee is called for a hydration break, a very early hydration break. Normally don't see them in the 15th minute. Normally they're in the 20s or so, but like we said, it is a little toasty out there.
Yeah, just a little bit here as we get into minute number 15 here. Pensacola Academy and Tallahassee bringing you the action here tonight, of course, or this afternoon, I should say. My goodness. Of course, big event upcoming here shortly. Obviously, we got the game back, but it's blossoming into somewhat of a Greek fable of sorts here in the capital city. Crossbar challenge. Jackpot up to, Ben, have you heard about the jackpot? How much we're up to today?
$900.
Absolutely, the big one. So if you're listening to this at the stadium, bolt on over to the raffle cabana over by the merchandise tent. You buy yourself a $5 raffle ticket. At halftime, you will have the chance to hit the crossbar, and you take home the big bucks. Of course, currently $900. If we don't get it hit here today, the nightcap is going to go up to $1,000, Ben. We're going to go up to $1,000 in the nightcap for the crossbar challenge. Granted, it's 35 yards out. Nobody's been close except for team intern Larson. He was pretty close the other day. I think it was 2 weeks ago when we had the other doubleheader. But as far as the contestants, not trying to dog our Tallahasseans, our fellow Tallahasseans, Ben, but it has been kind of underwhelming.
Yeah, it hasn't been so much a crossbar challenge as can you get an airborne challenge?
The airborne challenge, yes. So we'll see. But I'm optimistic about what the future can hold, and the crowd will go ballistic if somebody hits it. Regardless of the journey, we will have the Crossbar Challenge filmed en vivo for you here at Gene Cox Stadium, of course. Halftime of both games, of course, you're primarily concerned about this one right now. 900 bones on the line. Pensacola, after the long ball, will look to sort this one back out and all the way back to keep Rodriguez busy. Jordan Land in pursuit on the near side. Bartasek giving chase around the top end. Threads it through traffic here to Richard. Back to Strickland for Pensacola. Now spills it out on the perimeter. We do have a substitute as Sky Williams, the former Lincoln Trojan, now on for Tallahassee, number 61. Her touches the ball, looking for Smith on the delivery here from Reynolds. Now Woodard giving chase out on here at the perimeter, guarding right for Pensacola. Throw in coming here quickly for Pensacola Academy right, but great duo Land Woodard effort on the takeaway. Put it in centrally. Good positioning by Bartasek here, the rising senior for Childs. And that's the thing. A lot of these players, when we start talking playoffs in the winter, Ben, I know they play, their youth leagues and they clash over all the time, but they'll be seeing each other for high school ball as well. These teams have a lot of crossover with the Panhandle going here. That 850 area code seems to be quite the number for crossover there. Throw in here, minute 17. Autumn Woodard, the former Gardner-Webb, Louisiana Tech, University of South Florida player. Looking for some service, can be deflected out here. Last touch by Pensacola. Melicone with the deflection over on the near side, and so Tallahassee will have a throw-in. Woodard will look to take this one here quickly. Land in the area, wants to go long here for Smith. Headed out of danger by the visitors, and so it'll be a corner kick here for the Reckoning once again. An opportunity, it looks like Reynolds is going to take this one.
Yeah, but Woodard might need a little bit of a break. There's been a lot of throw-ins in a row. Let's give the arms a rest and save them for a really epic throw-in later.
There you go. Big arm day for Woodard here today. Getting it going early. Of course, 12:30 kickoff here. Very rarely do we see kickoff down here at the capital city so early. Had a couple morning games last year. Those were wild, but afternoon affair here today. Lands for land on the back post. Tries to get the laces over the top off the football upright. Great rip by Jordan Lamb, but about a yard and a half, 2 yards too tall to slide in and crease the sheet. It'll be a goal kick here for Pensacola.
Yeah, that was the ball. It just sailed right through, and that's why you have someone like land at the back post to clean it up and get a good strike on frame. Good effort, just maybe a couple feet lower.
Absolutely. So they're going to go short here out of the back. Bar to second land, who have been relentless here on this near side, but Pensacola escapes. Griffin coming in to shield this one off. Assistance from Woodard. It'll be a bouncy one back to Musgrove, who will clear up over the top. Secondary ball is going to fall for Smith. Squares it on off to Bartasek. Nice little outlet here to land. Couple runners coming through. Smith now into the box. Back to goal. Is going to turn back out. Centering ball looking for land. Deflected. Williams in the area. Reynolds steps in and it's going to be cleared off the back line here by Pensacola. Still in their defensive half. Tallahassee still with the pressure. Williams giving good pursuit. Nelson now on the far side trying to get out, and the press works. Williams with the takeaway tries to flip it over the top, but the initial rush will be dispelled by Strickland on the back line for Pensacola. But a furious effort, and you can see Tallahassee really putting some pressure points on there. Long throw gets through. Centering ball. Smith and Land in the area. But a little too much will be cleared here for Pensacola. Desperation clearance from the visitors. And you can see maybe if it's just as far as a depth concern, since they know they can empty the bench and keep players rotated in here with the short bench for Pensacola, it feels like Tallahassee really making a concerted effort as Smith has a good shot attempt that will go on target here for Tallahassee. Real concerted effort to go after Pensacola here in the first half, Ben.
Yeah, you talked about at Pensacola with that short bench. That's really going to start to wear on them, particularly as we get into the second half and as the temperature goes up. Tallahassee can keep bringing in those fresh legs. We'll see if Pensacola, they're a good team. I imagine they're going to have their moments later in this game, but if Tallahassee can use their depth to their advantage, they can really wear down Pensacola.
Yeah, and it looks like from a strategy concern, obviously there's no shade down there on the benches, but from a strategy point, they're sending players down into the tunnel to sit underneath the bleachers to have more shade, so they're not just hanging out and getting exposure in the sun, and they're sending them in and out in periods as opposed to just having them on the bench. So something I like here from the training staff for Pensacola. Substitution coming in here for the visitors. Quint into the match. And, of course, we have two Quint sisters. We have Haven and Emerin, and this is Emerin. Well, I guess it's a little assumptuous of me to assume that they're sisters. They could be cousins, but typically we'll see sisters here. Relatives, nonetheless, for Team Quint. Long ball out of the top here for Griffin, targeting Jordan Land. Secondary ball is going to be scooped up here by Jordan. Good takeaway. Has Bartasek and Nelson coming in late on the back post. Good touch in. Left-footed shot attempt there. Rodriguez up to the task. But that's about the second shot attempt in 90 seconds on target here for Tallahassee.
Yeah, and a good cutback there by Land to get the strike off. One thing I'm noticing, there's been a couple cases for the Reckoning where Nelson's making a diagonal run in, and they haven't quite spotted her yet, but I think they'll quickly soon see it, and Coach Fontes will quickly point it out. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see Nelson get a goal from that sooner rather than later.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Nelson is lurking here. Got 2 goals on the season as we get an early substitute, and that's the youngster coming in, Alexis Young, in between the pipes here. As McKissy will get some coaching here. Here from Coach Kodo, Coach Filippi. The whole coaching staff on it right now. Of course, they got Coach V down there keeping stats right now, staying busy. Coach Fontes spilling the vision right here to Hannah Hassel on the near sideline as we have a handball pulling up here the full slate. And that's what you love to see here for the WPSL team is the growth that's going forward, and that's the beauty of the Reckoning build-out for this franchise, really establishing themselves as a top-to-bottom organization, which is not only going to really help the soccer scene on the top end here for Tallahassee, but you got to build the base, baby, get in the community, and I think they've done a fantastic job in just their second season of existence. It's been really impressive to watch. Glad we've been aboard for it, Ben.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always a pleasure to call these games, see the talent that's out there on the field, and now with two teams, we get twice as much soccer to enjoy, twice as much local talent that gets to be showcased out here for a big celebrity, Crystal Dunn.
There you go. So Corhonen now into the match for Pensacola. Number 27, of course, Annabeth. I believe we have a couple Corhonens in the mix as well. Smith, some service, chested up here by Nelson, tried to wrap around with their left foot. Would have been very impressive if she's able to do so, but spilled out of play here by Pensacola. And the substitutions continue to roll on as Hassel getting ready to come back into the match. So yes, 27's Annabeth Corhonen. We're trying to keep this straight. And then 34 is Emma. So some more relatives. A family affair out there on the Emerald Coast. So Hassel is in. And it looks like Smith will take a seat. So she'll go back in, kind of that center mid service role that Hassel is familiar and very adept at. So spilled out here, pursued by the Reckoning over on that far side. They're able to cut out well. Woodard, service over the top, left-footed, long ball. Nelson now tries to cross-field it here to land. Tough bounce here from the turf, and it'll go off and out of play. The last couple games they've played out here, a little bit of tough weather conditions, so the turf's been a little heavier. You haven't had that bounce, but now it's been a day since we've had some weather, first time in a while, so there's a little more spring to it. Turf's got a little bit more give back than it usually does here this time of year. Land center ball near post is going to be scooped out by Pensacola, and this will be a Tallahassee throw-in deep in Pelican territory. Substitution pending here for the visitors. It's going to be Haven Quint, number 14, waiting to come in here. And a trot off from the back here by Pensacola, and the switch is official. And it looks like taking a seat is Nelson for Pensacola, who I believe has brought 15 on the trip with them. Land tries to flick it on with the back heel, falls to Nelson, gets pinched in between her and a defender, awkwardly so. Tallahassee tried to dump it down into the mixer, but Pensacola is able to scoop it out, looking to launch the counter. Down the near sideline here. Quint is able to scoop this one out, tries to distribute it back, but it's going to be cut out here. And that was Emerin. Long throw, goes over the top back here for Mathern, all the way back to Rodriguez. Bartasek, a little half pressure. She'll spill it out back to Mathern here on the near side. Looking for some service. Tallahassee trying to trap. Land pinches in, hits the outlet to Curl. Now at midfield, an opportunity for the Academy to break out, but great step there by Woodard to really close it off and force the outlet. And a couple substitutions coming here. Strickland in for Pensacola, and it looks like Chloe Mullen in for Tallahassee. She's going to come in for Bartasek, so they're going to throw her up top for some early action, but been a minute since we've seen Chloe. Corleen also in here for Pensacola, number 22. So right away they want to get Mullen involved. Deflected to Land. Has Nelson wide. Has Williams also coming in late. Centering ball. An opportunity here for Mullen to put some pressure on this one, but it'll go out for a Tallahassee throw-in on the near side. Looking to go quickly. Mullen takes it. Throws it into Land. It's going to be scooped out here by Pensacola. Awkward spin. Land's going to nail it back into the box, which will be scooped up by Rodriguez. Safe and sound.
Love the instincts there from Land. Oh, I'm caught in a tight spot. Oh, let's just put it back into play, see what happens. On that case, it didn't work out. Nothing really resulted from it. But you love the instincts of, let me just make something happen. Because you never know. You could have a player making a run in there. Defender and goalkeeper could bobble it.
Oh, yeah. Physical play there by Reynolds. Scoops this one out. 50 yards from frame now here. Pensacola will take this one. Millicone getting things organized. Pensacola with 3 on the back line. Spread very wide. They're going to go on the ground looking for Emerin. But sails out of play. Nobody touched it. So it'll be a Tallahassee throw-in, and Woodard will look to get us rocking and rolling again down here on the near side.
We talk about Woodard as a goal scorer, but look at the intimidation there. Players don't even want to go near the ball if they see her coming.
Don't do it. Absolutely. Of course, the experienced Woodard, she's got all the tricks. Ben, of course, a nice long collegiate career. Has since finished up. I've been told she wants to get into coaching. So some opportunities working with the academy here. This one's going to be cut out by Reynolds. Able to get it through. Nice touch there by Nelson. Turns out of it, but it's going to be scooped up here by Pensacola. Opportunity to counter, but look at Nelson chasing it back. Deflection towards the center of the park, about 35 yards from goal, and Woodard's able to clear it out. Williams one-times it. Slow rolls all the way out to Land here on the near side, who's looking to turn and burn down the near side. But it's going to be stepped out here by the new substitution, Corleone, here for Pensacola. As we get into minute 29, we're on the doorstep of being a third of the way home for this one. Quick rolling here in the early going. Long throw looking for Mullen on the fringe of the 18-yard box. She jostles down there. It's going to be taken out here by Pensacola. Great step by Griffin. Would have been really dangerous for Tallahassee if she wasn't able to win that one. Land heads it down to Hassel. Squares it back to Land. A little 1-2 trying to go for Mullen over the top. And it's going to be spilled out of play down here. But will be a reckoning throw-in on the near side. So Woodard will look to take this one here as we go 30th minute. Long throw for Sky Williams. Flick centrally. Mullen trying to come down on top of this one. It's going to be scooped out by Millicone. Spilled out wide here for Pensacola. The old turf monster gets the visitors. Tried to thread it through. Good send there by Nelson, but scooped out by the visitors. Does well to shield it out of play, so it'll be a Tallahassee throw-in.
Yeah, good header there from Pensacola. You had Mullen making a very dangerous run into the box.
He'll quickly take in entry, looking for Sky Williams. This one's going to go over the top. Musgrove is going to give chase all the way back to Young. Does well to control it there. Flicked on out here by Griffin to Reynolds. Over to the far side to Scarborough. Manders, Young, outlet. Oh, goes over the top. Great find by the Young keeper. Very composed with the ball on the turf. Woodard back to Griffin. It's going to be deflected briefly here by Emerin Quint, and it will be a Tallahassee throw-in on this near side.
And such are the weather conditions today. We're now having a second first-half water break.
This I like. I can
do
get into
too.
this. Don't mind breaking up the play a little bit, and now we understand why we had the first one so early. They say, hey, let's take 2, and it's really not affecting anything here, and you like to see this for the long haul in the interest of player safety, you know? We still got an hour to go in this thing. You know, why are we gonna try to burn the players out here? So I'm all about it. Of course, while we have an opportunity, we want to talk to you about Cook's Pest Control. Proudly season-long sponsor here for your Tallahassee Reckoning. Offices in 6 southeastern states. They've been at it for quite some time, much longer than me and my cohort, Ben Grubbs, have been around. 90 years they've been pesting and controlling termites and all those other tricky bugs. Could be the weird ones, or it could be the common household pests. Termite infestation, whatever you're worried about, Let the experienced team put you to ease, equipped to provide solutions that you require. Also here for the game day, sponsor WAGS, Women and Girls Soccer. For 50 years, WAGS has been empowering women's soccer, celebrating 50 years of its legendary tournament this year. The WAGS Real Vodika tournament is one of the top all-girls events in the nation. Since 1975, this annual tournament brings teams from across the country, across the United States and Canada, with the top teams and college coaches from across the country in attendance. So as we get off and rolling here back from the old water break, Cooks looking for that pest of the game. Ben, you got any early nominees here for Tallahassee? It's been tough so far to pick one particular player out, but you got any, maybe one or two that are on your mind?
Yeah, I've got a couple. Autumn Woodard's been showing some great defensive effort, great throw-ins as well to create some havoc. Jordan Land has been a real workhorse down this near side, just creating plays. And, Natalie Nelson up top has not gotten on the scoreboard yet, but has made some really dangerous runs that could be a factor later on in this game.
Absolutely, and there's a dangerous ball across the face of goal here as Rodriguez sees it go across face, but out for a Pensacola goal kick. Of course, looking for the Cooks pest control pest of the game. Pest in a good way. Pest for the opponent. Think of it like a player of the game. The CPC POTG, Cooks pest control pest of the game, of course, officially announced in the 80th minute. So we have no influence on the voting, but want to keep the conversation rolling. Be on the lookout for that to be awarded right around 85th minute. Back to the back line as Griffin plays Young, looking to seek out Mullen over on that far side. Here's we have no changes coming out of that latest water break. So we have Bartasek and Land up top. Midfield is going to be Mullen, Williams, Hassel, Reynolds. And, of course, the back line is going to be Scarborough, Musgrove, Griffin, Woodard, and, of course, Alexis Young back in between the pipes.
And this cloud cover here that's just come over the stadium as a welcome respite.
Yes.
But not to fear, as we saw in the game a couple weeks ago, the umbrellas in the crowd signaled rain from the clouds. No, these umbrellas are just for sun protection. Don't worry. Right now, I don't want to try and predict Florida summer afternoon weather, but right now we're looking okay. The umbrellas are just for sun cover.
There you go. It's best just not to talk about it. Pretend it's not a problem. Just like
what weather?
All problems, ignore them until they go away. Throw in on the far side. Scarborough looks to get us rolling. Bartasek tries to square it off. It's going to be picked out by Pensacola. Richard looking to counter here for the visitors and an opportunity. They're getting on the outside of the box. Corhoen, that's Emma, number 34 on the far side, getting things going there, but luckily it'll be out for a goal kick of Tallahassee. Couple substitutions coming into play here for Pensacola. Curley is in, as well as Mathern back into the match. Charlotte Reynolds will take a seat. Scarborough in here for Tallahassee. And it looks like we have a little bit of a misprint for our roster here, so we need to get that double checked. I thought it was Scarborough over on that far side, but she'll settle in here to the middle of the park. So it looks like they've bumped up Bartasek to the top line, and Mullen's going to settle back in here to the outside midfield as we were talking about the players on the field for the formation. But it looks like Bartasek's going to get the bump there. But Mullen definitely attacking minded. Will be looking to spring forward on that outside left. Musgrove, little 1-2 here for the visitors. Tallahassee's a little stretched, tweaked, and an opportunity for them. Initial save, well done by Young. Had to take up a lot of real estate. Haven Quint with an attempt on goal there, but Young in fantastic positioning. I think the youngster dealt with that really well.
Yeah, she really did. It's tough when all of a sudden, oh, God, you've got this player bearing down on you. But she stood her ground, made the save, and better yet, it's a goal kick.
Absolutely. Able to get the cleanup here on the back end. We've seen the distribution. I mean, we've seen, even since earlier in the season, here, young coming along. We can see the maturation, and you think about the other keepers in the program, you can't help but credit them along with the staff. But, of course, as we talk about the class of the squad, the franchise that we've seen here, you think about the Goodriches and the Mendozas and the McKissies that we see coming into the program this year, and you can't help but see that being a huge asset into the growth for Young. But shout out to her. She's obviously been putting in some work this summer. We can see the last couple months, Young definitely on the rise. So I have an offside here for Pensacola.
Yeah, it's been interesting to note, Pensacola started on the ascendancy, and then Tallahassee really took control of the game for about the last 20 minutes or so. They've got a deeper bench, been able to use that to their advantage. But coming out of this second water break, Pensacola's been on the ascendancy, maybe had a chance to regroup, catch their breath, get some water going. So we'll see how that develops over the last 10 minutes plus stoppage time of this first half.
There you go, long ball on the far side, but it'll go a little wayward. So back to the visitors on that far side. And I believe that's Anderson here over on the far side with the 42, rostered at 43. So I believe that's our mystery woman over on the far side that we miscorrectly identified as Sadie Kate Scarborough, who we know is 22. Of course, with the darker hair in the middle of the park, as you can see her right around that Rickards Raiders logo right now. Good collection by Hassel with pressure on, dumps it back to Griffin. Service out to the perimeter for Land. They say ball to hand, play on. There is Land hounding the defender, relentless on Curley. Quick throw. Woodard wants to go long. Fantastically done. Opportunity. Oh, Land, great bit of class. Chips it over a defender, looking for a centering ball, but cleaned up well by Strickland. But how about the speedster? A little Texas touch over the top there, gets it back, and an opportunity to send it centrally. Had to have it, did Strickland for Pensacola.
Yeah, again, really excellent skill by Land. She knows how to create plays, and you can't ask for much more than that. And again, a great clearance by Strickland. She's really proving to vex our offensive attacks.
Opportunity Hassel, outswinger, is going to go back post, Land in the area, as was Musgrove. Centered and cleared here by Pensacola, but locked back in. Tried to rip it from deep was Anderson. Looking to collect and a joust about 45 yards from goal. Real battle with Edwards. Secondary ball is going to come through to Tallahassee. Williams plays it through on the ground to Land, but a little too much on that one. It'll roll through and out for a Pensacola goal kick. With some more substitutions on the way in. So it's going to be Annabeth Corhonen, number 27, in, and Emma Corhonen, number 34, number 37, right, also in for Pensacola. So 39th minute here. We're getting to the final corridor of this opening half. And typical, as we've seen from these two teams, we saw it in large part for about 45 to 50 minutes of the 90 that both of these two teams were tied out in Pensacola. And so far, we've had right about 40 of the same, Mr. Groves. Even on the scoreboard.
Yeah, hopefully it doesn't end that way, at least for the reckoning. As we've mentioned, this is a hometown broadcast, so we're hoping for maybe a little reckoning goal coming up right about now.
Absolutely. Goal kick here from Rodriguez. Anderson in pursuit here for Tallahassee. Good pressure by Hassel. Spilled on out Woodard with the step. Tries to thread it through to Land. Cut on out by right. Through ball on the near side. This could be dangerous. Corhonen on top of this one. Griffin trying to lock down the centering ball. Great sliding effort and able to dump it out of play. Had to have that one. And how about the Timberwolf going full stretch on the slide out to save a dangerous would-be centering ball out for a Pensacola corner kick.
Yeah, Tallahassee really needed Griffin to make that play, and she came through in the clutch. What could have been a dangerous ball at close range into the box is now at least a long-range corner.
So it's going to be a right-footed in-swinger here from this near side. Going to get to the middle of the goal, met well by Woodard. Pensacola able to trap it in. It's Richard. And we'll look to rip from about 25. It's going to be spilled out, met well here by Tallahassee. Secondary ball back to the visitors. And here comes Young, sliding effort. Little friendly fire with Scarborough there, but everybody seems okay. And the initial danger dispelled now. But once again, it's assertive. Young goes and gets it.
Yeah, and another shout-out to Griffin. You had Nelson in control of the ball, looking to move into the box, and then Griffin just checked her, said, no, you are not getting into the box. Ball went into the box, player did not, and it's still scoreless.
Here we go. Scarborough in pursuit here, back to the Pensacola back line. The squeeze, bar to second land. Secondary one works. Woodard comes away with it, back to Scarborough. Hassel trying to weave through the midfield, but it's going to be poke free. Now looking to jump are the visitors. Opportunity to counter. Great positioning there by Williams to get back, cut out the attack initially, but will fall back to Nelson and company for Pensacola. But the long ball goes wayward and back to Tallahassee. Substitution coming here. Last sequence of this first half. Charlotte Reynolds going to be back in here as we get into the 42nd minute. Here for Hassel. Back into that holding midfield position that they'll have her in. See if we can't get a couple good services here from Reynolds to springboard the front line, which has been chomping at the bit early in this first half, Ben.
Yeah, they absolutely have. We talked about Land's creativity and drive down this side. Nelson's dangerous runs. Nelson not in the game right now, but still plenty of havoc that can be created by this reckoning front line.
Absolutely. Yeah, she'll definitely be back in half number 2 as the squad resting up here for what will be hopefully a decisive second half. Throw in looking for Williams. This one's going to be cut on out. Nice little piece there by Reynolds as she tries to flick it over a defender, Jordan Land style, but they say a little bit of a push. So they'll bring this one back for a Pensacola free kick. So, of course, the visitor is in no rush as we creeping closer to halftime. This one on the ground for right. Service out of the back, Land dropping back deep, and we've seen the front line crawling in on the reckoning half, trying to scoop it up and throw numbers forward. But the Pensacola block has been pretty solid, save a couple instances so far here this afternoon.
Yeah, and as we talked about earlier, Tallahassee's, you've seen they have a lot of great openings for long balls over the top, and the space is there. The problem is Pensacola's just got some great speed back there at center back, particularly with Strickland.
True. And you can see the kind of contrast of styles as this one goes through in the corridor. Young, great sliding effort. Nice leg trap there to dispel the danger. And Alexis Young, you talked about the best of the game. Ben, I think Young's jumping towards the top of my list right now. How about you?
Yeah, she really is. A lot of fearless goalkeeping coming in. It's tough to come into a game as a substitute, particularly as a goalkeeper when you're not warm, you haven't gotten used to the flow of the game, and all of a sudden just bam, 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 these shots are just coming at you. And not just shots. A shot from long range with a lot of speed on it is difficult to stop, but when you've got a player coming at you, it's even more difficult, and she has handled that with great poise out here today.
Absolutely. Barreling down on you like termites and other bugs here. And just like Cook's pest control, Alexis Young in between the pipes having some fantastic defense. Keep your goal safe with Alexis Young. Keep your home safe with Cook's pest control. Oh, Charlotte Reynolds. No, excuse me. Abby Griffin wears that one on the side of her face. An absolute monster shot from Pensacola. And the Timberwolf steps right in there, takes like a big right hook, keeps it out of the box. My goodness.
That's another one for best of the game. Abby Griffin, throughout this whole first half, but particularly these last 5-10 minutes, she's putting her body on the line to make sure the Pensacola does not get on the scoreboard.
There you go, as this one's barreled down to Jordan Land, and Woodard up over the top here. On over the top, back to Young, is going to be scooped up. And yes, the chat prevails. Shout out to the Caldwell family. Good looking out. We do have a little bit of a wayward roster here today. So it is Emma Caldwell, number 42, here back over on that far side. So thank you to the Caldwell clan.
What a save. Excellent stuff there from Alexis Young. Initially lost the ball, but made sure to recover and made I think she did a full split there, or close to it.
Fantastic once again, and Young getting some excellent experience against the visitors from Pensacola. Somehow keeping this one 0-0. Corner, it's going to be a right-footed outswinger now here as we are in stoppage time of the first half. Falls into the box. Land's going to come back and scoop this one out and clear it out of danger just to take care of that initial surge here. And it's going to be a quick, tight, organized first half as we're going to go for the break 0-0 here after some very little stoppage time. All even after 45. You think it's fair, Ben?
Yeah, I'd say so. Both teams had their moments where they were in the ascendancy. Tallahassee probably, and I think overall I would say it was a pretty balanced. It started with Pensacola, then Tallahassee worked their way back into the game, then Pensacola kind of came back, then Tallahassee came back, then Pensacola. It's been back and forth. Maybe I would say maybe 1-1 would be more indicative of this game, but certainly a draw is indicative of how this game has played out.
So there we go. We'll head into the halftime break. Of course, presented by Cook's Pest Control, serving the Southeast for more than 90 years. Regardless of your specific pest control needs, Cook's is here to help. Whether you're dealing with the common stuff or a termite infestation or anything else strange that's bug-related, the experienced team is ready and equipped to provide solutions for you. Also, shout out to Women and Girls Soccer, a.k.a. WAGS, game day sponsors here today, empowering women's soccer for 50 years, and they're celebrating the 50th anniversary of the Vodika tournament here with the best teams from Canada and the United States since 1975. They bring all the best teams here from the U.S. and Canada, college coaches, great little recruiting situation, and just a full-blown fun tournament out here. So shout out to Women and Girls Soccer for being a lead sponsor here for you here today. We've got some other messages from our lovely sponsors, and we're going to run those right here. Shout out to the chat. We're going to get this roster cleaned up here at the halftime break, and we'll get everything organized for you, but don't go too far. We're going to have to snap back here because Crossbar Challenge, $900 on the line here for Tallahassee. We're looking for a hero to give some money to.
You think Crystal Dunn will take part in the Crossbar Challenge?
She may do a demonstration. We'll see, of course. But TBD, I don't know. It would feel kind of unfair.
Well, maybe she can just take part. I don't think she needs the money. I think she's had a pretty successful professional career, but
Still having,
yes. Want to be very clear about that. Still having a very successful career.
Yep.
But yeah, would be cool to see her take part in the Crossbar Challenge.
All right. But anyways, we're going to jump out here, come back for the second half. Got about 10 minutes to go. Crossbar Challenge coming up here shortly. Right on back here to Reckoning Live.
This time of year, ants, they're the worst.
I mean, do you see this? I don't even know where they're coming from.
Oh yeah, ants thrive in the summer. But I know exactly what's going on here. Yep, they're climbing all these wet bushes right onto your house. In the south, you gotta stop them at the source.
What about termites? I hear they do some serious damage.
I'm glad you asked. We know pests, we know the south, and we know how to keep your home protected.
Cook's Pest Control.
For 200 years, this city has waited for something the world has never seen. Waited for a team that represents the power, the resilience, and the undeniable talent of women in sport. The wait is over. Tallahassee Reckoning isn't just another soccer team. We are the first of our kind, built from the ground up, breaking barriers, and redefining what's possible for women's soccer. For so many young players, the dream starts here. The first touch, the first goal, the first time they believe they could go all the way. Tallahassee Reckoning is where that dream takes
sorry to interrupt that messaging here from your Tallahassee Reckoning, but we got a demonstration here from Coach Pierre. He's going to give the demonstration only here at the halftime break. This is, of course, the Crossbar Challenge. Of course, no offense to Coach Pierre as he's warming up, but, of course, as you can see down here, playing with the missus, Crystal Dunn. And he took the shoes off. So he's trying to get warmed up a little bit here, but he's going to give us a demonstration of what we will have here for the Crossbar Challenge. So we're waiting on it. Waiting to get it going.
Building a little suspense.
Yes, and here we go as he goes to the center of the park. I mean, there's going to be no pressure, but he is a professional coach. So the stakes are high here. Ooh, okay, just over the crossbar. That's a pretty good demonstration. But now we'll get to the real deal here at the halftime break. So the Crossbar Challenge rules, basically you're buying a raffle ticket, right? And so you just fundraiser for the club, right? So we're giving $5 to the club. They give you an opportunity to get all that money back here. We've been trying to hand out the jackpot all season long, Ben. Unsuccessfully so. So each game for the WPSL team and the USLW team that we have going here, the money keeps rising. So now we're up to a $900 jackpot. We started back in May, Ben. If you recall, it was just $100. You know, something that didn't really get a lot of people fired up. But now that we're up to 900 bones, Ben, this is a completely different conversation.
It really is, and if they were to take part right now, you can say you shared the field with Crystal Dunn. She's still out there.
True.
Juggling the old soccer ball with her husband. Let's see. They just announced the raffle winner. We have not seen who's going to go down there. But yeah, you
got to claim the ticket too.
Yeah. Imagine that you won the Crossbar Challenge with Crystal Dunn present and on the field.
There you go.
How do you think that would compare to winning the World Cup, Jupe?
Oof.
Or the gold medal?
I don't know. I think they'd be pretty close. For whoever wins it, it'll feel like they won a gold medal.
Yeah.
Here, man. So we'll see. It looks like we have a young contestant making her way here. From the top, of course, Crossbar Challenge. 35 yards out, so it is tough. You got to give it some heat.
It's like Pierre may go over there to give them some pointers. Crystal Dunn heading over there as well.
He said, don't do what I did. He said, drive it. Drive it a little bit. Don't lean back as much. And this is tough because you come in cold, too. You don't get any practice.
Yeah, no warm-up.
This is a one-shot deal.
It looks like they're going to pass it around a little bit first. Well, that's fun. They give them a little warm-up.
So this has not happened in the past, just for those looking for context. And usually this does not get drawn out as much as we are typically drawing it out. But I like the power play here. Coach Pierre says, nah, I'm going to get a warm-up, and whoever I'm vouching for is going to get a warm-up too. But it looks like the players got some leg here. They also went no shoes, so they're following the Coach Pierre method.
Well, they got one shoe on.
Right.
One shoe and one sock on, one shoe and one sock off. Now, if I were her right now, I would just sneak a little pass over to Crystal Dunn just to say you did it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, looks like we got a leg here. There's some good distance on some of these.
Okay. So we got the plant foot losing the shoe now, so we're full shoeless.
We're going to roll up the pants a little bit.
We shall see. I don't know. I'm feeling pretty good about this one, Ben. Do you believe?
This might be our best effort yet.
So we're going with about a 4.5-yard windup for the big stuff. Oh, in the back of the net, but not tall enough. That's a solid effort. That's top 3 efforts of the season for sure.
I might give that, of the contestants, I might give that the best effort. I mean, that was one of the few not to bounce before the goal line.
Yeah. It was definitely enough, and you get the picture with the Gold Cup medalist. So Olympic gold medalist. So here we go. Thank you once again for joining us for the Crossbar Challenge. And it looks like you'll have to come back at around 5:45 because the stakes go higher. Come back for the USLW game. Check that out on Sports Engine. USLW. Search Tallahassee Reckoning. We'll have it $1,000 on the line. They're going to throw $100 more in the pot. Of course, but we're going to go back to our regularly scheduled halftime messages.
This time of year, ants, they're the worst.
I mean, do you see this? I don't even know where they're coming from.
Oh yeah, ants thrive in the summer, but I know exactly what's going on here. Yep, they're climbing all these wet bushes right onto your house. In the south, you gotta stop them at the source.
What about termites? I hear they do some serious damage.
I'm glad you asked. We know pest, we know the south, and we know how to keep your home protected.
Cook's Pest Control.
For 200 years, this city has waited for something the world has never seen. Waited for a team that represents the power, the resilience, and the undeniable talent of women in sport. The wait is over. Tallahassee Reckoning isn't just another soccer team. We are the first of our kind, built from the ground up, breaking barriers, and redefining what's possible for women's soccer. For so many young players, the dream starts here. The first touch, the first goal, the first time they believe they could go all the way. Tallahassee Reckoning is where that dream takes shape. Our pre-professional teams aren't just competing, they're creating a pathway to the pros. We proved that talent exists right here in our backyard, that young girls can dream of playing for their city, that women can lead, own, and operate the future of the game. From the first kick to the highest level, this is where the journey begins. Tallahassee Reckoning is the next bold step forward.
This time of year, ants, they're the worst.
I mean, do you see this? I don't even know where they're coming from.
Oh yeah, ants thrive in the summer, but I know exactly what's going on here. Yep, they're climbing all these wet bushes right onto your house. In the south, you gotta stop them at the source.
What about termites? I hear they do some serious damage.
I'm glad you asked. We know pest, we know the south, and we know how to keep your home protected.
Cook's Pest Control.
Tallahassee Reckoning emerged from a simple yet powerful belief that every girl deserves to dream. And over the last few years, the world has watched women's soccer shatter the glass ceilings, inspire generations, and redefine what's possible. Tallahassee Reckoning isn't just another team. This is an opportunity to be part of something bigger, to invest, to lead, and to shape the future of women's soccer. Tallahassee is a city built on champions, a city that thrives on competition, innovation, and excellence, a city that's a place of culture, energy, and connection, a place where community isn't just a word, it's a way of life. We're not just building a pre-professional club in Tallahassee, we're creating a global destination, a place where the best come to train, to compete, and to grow. We invite you to be part of something bigger. Join us and build a club that belongs to the world.
Oh, it looks like flag staying down here for Churchill. One-on-one with their friend Cone. The right-footed shot and score. And who else would it be for the Reckoning minute number 20? First ever franchise goal here in Tallahassee. It's a goal.
This time of year, ants, they're the worst.
I mean, do you see this? I don't even know where they're coming from.
Oh yeah, ants thrive in the summer, but I know exactly what's going on here. Yep, they're climbing all these wet bushes right onto your house. In the the South, you got to stop them at the source.
What about termites? I hear they do some serious damage.
I'm glad you asked. We know pests, we know the South, and we know how to keep your home protected.
Cook's Pest Control.
For 200 years, this city has waited for something the world has never seen. Waited for a team that represents the power, the resilience, and the undeniable talent of women in sport. The wait is over. Tallahassee Reckoning isn't just another soccer team. We are the first of our kind, built from the ground up, breaking barriers, and redefining what's possible for women's soccer. For so many young players, the dream starts here. The first touch, the first goal, the first time they believe they could go all the way. Tallahassee Reckoning is where that dream takes shape. Our pre-professional teams aren't just competing, they're creating a pathway to the pros. We proved that talent exists right here in our backyard, that young girls can dream of playing for their city, that women can lead, own, and operate the future of the game. From the first kick to the highest level, this is where the journey begins. Tallahassee Reckoning is the next bold step forward.
This time of year, ants, they're the worst.
I mean, do you see this? I don't even know where they're coming from.
Oh yeah, ants thrive in the summer, but I know exactly what's going on here. Yep, they're climbing all these wet bushes right onto your house. In the South, you got to stop them at the source.
What about termites? I hear they do some serious damage.
I'm glad you asked. We know pests, we know the South, and we know how to keep your home protected.
Cook's Pest Control.
Tallahassee Reckoning emerged from a simple yet powerful belief that every girl deserves to dream. And over the last few years, the world has watched women's soccer shatter the glass ceilings, inspire generations, and redefine what's possible. Tallahassee Reckoning isn't just another team. This is an opportunity to be part of something bigger, to invest, to lead, and to shape the future of women's soccer. Tallahassee is a city built on champions, a city that thrives on competition, innovation, and excellence, a city that's a place of culture, energy, and connection, a place where community isn't just a word, it's a way of life. We're not just building a pre-professional club in Tallahassee, we're creating a global destination, a place where the best come to train, to compete, and to grow. We invite you to be part of something bigger. Join us and build a club that belongs to the world.
Oh, it looks like flag staying down here for Churchill. One-on-one with their friend Cone. The right-footed shot and score. And who else would it be for the Reckoning minute number 20? First ever franchise goal here in Tallahassee. It's a goal.
This time of year, ants, they're the worst.
I mean, do you see this? I don't even know where they're coming from.
Oh yeah, ants thrive in the summer, but I know exactly what's going on here. Yep, they're climbing all these wet bushes right onto your house. In the South, you got to stop them at the source.
What about termites? I hear they do some serious damage.
I'm glad you asked. We know pests, we know the South, and we know how to keep your home protected.
Cook's Pest Control.
For 200 years, this city has waited for something the world has never seen. Waited for a team that represents the power, the resilience, and the undeniable talent of women in sport. The wait is over. Tallahassee Reckoning isn't just another soccer team. We are the first of our kind, built from the ground up, breaking barriers, and redefining what's possible for women's soccer. For so many young players, the dream starts here. The first touch, the first goal, the first time they believe they could go all the way. Tallahassee Reckoning is where that dream takes shape. Our pre-professional teams aren't just competing, they're creating a pathway to the pros. We proved that talent exists right here in our backyard, that young girls can dream of playing for their city, that women can lead, own, and operate the future of the game. From the first kick to the highest level, this is where the journey begins. Tallahassee Reckoning is the next bold step forward.
This time of year, ants, they're the worst.
I mean, do you see this? I don't even know where they're coming from.
Oh yeah, ants thrive in the summer, but I know exactly what's going on here. Yep, they're climbing all these wet bushes right onto your house. In the south, you gotta stop them at the source.
What about termites? I hear they do some serious damage.
I'm glad you asked. We know pests, we know the south, and we know how to keep your home protected.
Cook's Pest Control.
Tallahassee Reckoning emerged from a simple yet powerful belief that every girl deserves to dream. And over the last few years, the world has watched women's soccer shatter the glass ceilings, inspire generations, and redefine what's possible. Tallahassee Reckoning isn't just another team. This is an opportunity to be part of something bigger, to invest, to lead, and to shape the future of women's soccer. Tallahassee is a city built on champions, a city that thrives on competition, innovation, and excellence, a city that's a place of culture, energy, and connection, a place where community isn't just a word, it's a way of life. We're not just building a pre-professional club in Tallahassee, we're creating a global destination, a place where the best come to train, to compete, and to grow. We invite you to be part of something bigger. Join us and build a club that belongs to the world.
Oh, it looks like flag staying down here for Churchill. One-on-one with a Rincon. The right-footed shot and score. And who else would it be for the Reckoning minute number 20? First ever franchise goal here in Tallahassee. It's a goal. All right, and welcome back here to Reckoning Live on a beautiful Saturday, I say. But not that beautiful, to be honest. It was hot earlier, and now we had some lightning at the halftime break. We're getting ready to go for half number 2. Hopefully things hold off, but until we hear otherwise, the show goes on. So we're going to come back quickly here. Introduce Ben Grubbs, Natalie Everett bringing you the action here today. Pensacola Academy versus your Tallahassee Reckoning. And, of course, for those who are unfamiliar with the program, just want to give you a heads up, just so we're clear. I want to go ahead and issue the trigger warning. Of course, this is Tallahassee Reckoning Live. This is an organized by the club for the club. So we'll give respect here to Pensacola, but just so you know, this is coming from the Tallahassee Reckoning point of view. And the beauty of what we have here today is at any point, if you don't like what's going on here or you're sick and tired of me, Ben, or the both, you go down bottom left corner, there's a mute button. You hit that mute button and you enjoy the HD picture. So thanks of you to coming down here from wherever you're going to be tuning in with us here for Reckoning Live. Also, shout out to the chat coming in big here today, especially Sandra. Sandra, thank you for the heads up. We were able to get things organized and cleaned up, so we will give the respective players the respect they deserve. So we apologize to Team Anderson. We apologize to Team Manders. We apologize to Team Caldwell. We got them all mixed up, but halftime gave us the opportunity to get everything straight. So just so you know, number 43 is going to be Anderson. Number 42 is going to be Caldwell. Of course, Manders will be rocking and rolling tonight, so make sure you tune in for the USLW team. It's going to be getting after it. So that is our squad here today for the reckoning. So to start things off, Anderson over on the far side, Griffin, Musgrove, Woodard. That's your back line from far to near. Bartasek, Smith, Williams, Reynolds, midfield, far to near. And then it's going to be Nelson Land up top here for the reckoning to start the half. And Alexis Young will be in goal here to bring us forward here for half number 2.
Good pressure to start here for Tallahassee. Nelson getting involved early.
That's what we want. That's what we like. Tried to thread it through here. Now Pensacola looking to jump out, spring things forward, pass on the ground, tried to thread it through. Anderson, good pursuit there, and Musgrove will dump it out of danger. Also something to keep an eye on, and I had the microphone. I was hanging over the fence, Ben, was able to pick up some of the Pensacola halftime speech. One thing that Coach from Pensacola was talking about was, hey, now that we're in the second half, if they have a certain threshold of weather delay upcoming or a certain number of weather delays per league policy, they have the opportunity that this game will be final and will be cut short. So he said, hey, let's come out maniac style in the second half for this first 15 minutes, and then we'll get some substitutions in. So Pensacola, tactically, at least mindset-wise, going to come out here full throttle to start because if you get a goal in, you take this thing 1-0, we could be ending, 50th minute or so, something that's not atypical. We saw that here at the Gulf Coast game in favor of Tallahassee. We only played about 48 minutes of ball. So, something to keep an eye on. There's going to be a left-footed outswinger, corner kick for the visitors over on the far side. Service coming. It's going to go about back post, 10 yards out. A little too strong for the initial surge, but dumped back into the mixer. Musgrove going to need to get underneath this one, and will clear it out of danger. And yes, JP, it was a little bit of a long halftime. We had a lightning delay while we were gone, so that extended the halftime as you typically would see it. So left-footed in-swinger on the way here for Pensacola. Near side corner kick, minute 49. Go with back post, won well by Musgrove. Secondary one, Bartasek does well to chase this one out and clear for Tallahassee. Gets all the way up to Nelson. Opportunity to run at midfield. And it'll be poked free by the Pensacola defense. I believe it was Melicone back there. Rodriguez once again will be in between the pipes here for Pensacola. Or excuse me, it's going to be Settlemyers who's now come into the match for the visitors. Threaded through here to the outside. Curley stepping up. Diagonal ball dangerous. Offside flag stays down, goes back post, and the visitors put it in. Good service and finish here from Pensacola at minute 49. He gives the visitors the advantage.
Yeah, good diagonal passing, good run, great pass into the box. Way to stay onside. There were some looks to the sideline official, but no dice. It was all onside. And like you mentioned, Pensacola, what their coach said, let's go out. We don't know how long this game is going to last. It may get called in 15 minutes. So let's see what we can get now. And it has gone exactly according to plan for the academy.
And Edwards going to be credited with the goal here for Pensacola, number 17. Per the PA announcer. Of course, Pensacola going left to right here for this second half. Tallahassee going right to left, south to north geographically. Of course, Tallahassee in the two-tone pink, and Pensacola in the all-navy blue. Throw in from the visitors as we resume action. And we hear some weather once again here in the area.
Nelson there with a little gesture of, oh, let's play on. But the referee is going to go ahead and call this one. Coaches are gathering to discuss. Game is on pause for now. We'll see. As we mentioned, there are certain thresholds we have to reach. And we'll see what the coaches and referees and everyone decides about when to continue this game.
Absolutely. And it's not the old school kind of mentality is, hey, every lightning strike is 45 minutes. Basically, anytime then it comes into the 8-mile radius, we got to stop. But then as soon as it gets out of the 8-mile radius, as long as the players are good to go and ready to check back in, then we can go forward. So it's not necessarily that 45-minute process. But having said that, we are under yet another weather delay due to the lightning. So we'll keep you posted as far as what develops. We're going to jump out here for a quick break, try to get an update on the action. Come right on back.
This time of year, ants, they're the worst.
I mean, do you see this? I don't even know where they're coming from.
Oh yeah, ants thrive in the summer, but I know exactly what's going on here. Yep, they're climbing all these wet bushes right onto your house. In the south, you gotta stop them at the source.
What about termites? I hear they do some serious damage.
I'm glad you asked. We know pests, we know the south, and we know how to keep your home protected.
Cook's Pest Control.
For 200 years, this city has waited for something the world has never seen. Waited for a team that represents the power, the resilience, and the undeniable talent of women in sport. The wait is over. Tallahassee Reckoning isn't just another soccer team. We are the first of our kind, built from the ground up, breaking barriers, and redefining what's possible for women's soccer. For so many young players, the dream starts here. The first touch, the first goal, the first time they believe they could go all the way. Tallahassee Reckoning is where that dream takes shape. Our pre-professional teams aren't just competing, they're creating a pathway to the pros. We proved that talent exists right here in our backyard, that young girls can dream of playing for their city, that women can lead, own, and operate the future of the game. From the first kick to the highest level, this is where the journey begins. Tallahassee Reckoning is the next bold step forward.
This time of year, ants, they're the worst.
I mean, do you see this? I don't even know where they're coming from.
Oh yeah, ants thrive in the summer, but I know exactly what's going on here. Yep, they're climbing all these wet bushes right onto your house. In the south, you gotta stop them at the source.
What about termites? I hear they do some serious damage.
I'm glad you asked. We know pests, we know the south, and we know how to keep your home protected.
Cook's Pest Control.
Tallahassee Reckoning emerged from a simple yet powerful belief that every girl deserves to dream. And over the last few years, the world has watched women's soccer shatter the glass ceilings, inspire generations, and redefine what's possible. Tallahassee Reckoning isn't just another team. This is an opportunity to be part of something bigger, to invest, to lead, and to shape the future of women's soccer. Tallahassee is a city built on champions, a city that thrives on competition, innovation, and excellence, a city that's a place of culture, energy, and connection, a place where community isn't just a word, it's a way of life. We're not just building a pre-professional club in Tallahassee, we're creating a global destination, a place where the best come to train, to compete, and to grow. We invite you to be part of something bigger. Join us and build a club that belongs to the world.
Oh, it looks like flag staying down here for Churchill. One-on-one with their friend Cone. The right-footed shot and score. And who else would it be for the Reckoning minute number 20? First ever franchise goal here in Tallahassee. It's a goal.
This time of year, ants, they're the worst.
I mean, do you see this? I don't even know where they're coming from.
Oh yeah, ants thrive in the summer, but I know exactly what's going on here. Yep, they're climbing all these wet bushes right onto your house. In the south, you gotta stop them at the source.
What about termites? I hear they do some serious damage.
I'm glad you asked. We know pests, we know the south, and we know how to keep your home protected.
Cox Pest Control.
For 200 years, this city has waited for something the world has never seen. Waited for a team that represents the power, the resilience, and the undeniable talent of women in sport. The wait is over. Tallahassee Reckoning isn't just another soccer team. We are the first of our kind, built from the ground up, breaking barriers, and redefining what's possible for women's soccer. For so many young players, the dream starts here. The first touch, the first goal, the first time they believe they could go all the way. Tallahassee Reckoning is where that dream takes shape. Our pre-professional teams aren't just competing, they're creating a pathway to the pros. We proved that talent exists right here in our backyard, that young girls can dream of playing for their city, that women can lead, own, and operate the future of the game. From the first kick to the highest level, this is where the journey begins. Tallahassee Reckoning is the next bold step forward.
This time of year, ants, they're the worst.
I mean, do you see this? I don't even know where they're coming from.
Oh yeah, ants thrive in the summer, but I know exactly what's going on here. Yep, they're climbing all these wet bushes right onto your house. In the south, you gotta stop them at the source.
What about termites? I hear they do some serious damage.
I'm glad you asked. We know pests, we know the south, and we know how to keep your home protected.
Cox Pest Control.
Tallahassee Reckoning emerged from a simple yet powerful belief that every girl deserves to dream. And over the last few years, the world has watched women's soccer shatter the glass ceilings, inspire generations, and redefine what's possible. Tallahassee Reckoning isn't just another team. This is an opportunity to be part of something bigger, to invest, to lead, and to shape the future of women's soccer. Tallahassee is a city built on champions, a city that thrives on competition, innovation, and excellence, a city that's a place of culture, energy, and connection, a place where community isn't just a word, it's a way of life. We're not just building a pre-professional club in Tallahassee, we're creating a global destination, a place where the best come to train, to compete, and to grow. We invite you to be part of something bigger. Join us and build a club that belongs to the world.
Oh, it looks like flag staying down here for Churchill. One-on-one with a Rincon. The right-footed shot and score. And who else would it be for the Reckoning minute number 20? First ever franchise goal here in Tallahassee. It's a goal.
This time of year, ants, they're the worst.
I mean, do you see this? I don't even know where they're coming from.
Oh yeah, ants thrive in the summer, but I know exactly what's going on here. Yep, they're climbing all these wet bushes right onto your house. In the south, you gotta stop them at the source.
What about termites? I hear they do some serious damage.
I'm glad you asked. We know pests, we know the south, and we know how to keep your home protected.
Cox Pest Control.
For 200 years, this city has waited for something the world has never seen. Waited for a team that represents the power, the resilience, and the undeniable talent of women in sport. The wait is over. Tallahassee Reckoning isn't just another soccer team. We are the first of our kind, built from the ground up, breaking barriers, and redefining what's possible for women's soccer. For so many young players, the dream starts here. The first touch, the first goal, the first time they believe they could go all the way. Tallahassee Reckoning is where that dream takes shape. Our pre-professional teams aren't just competing, they're creating a pathway to the pros. We proved that talent exists right here in our backyard, that young girls can dream of playing for their city, that women can lead, own, and operate the future of the game. From the first kick to the highest level, this is where the journey begins. Tallahassee Reckoning is the next bold step forward.
This time of year, ants, they're the worst.
I mean, do you see this? I don't even know where they're coming from.
Oh yeah, ants thrive in the summer, but I know exactly what's going on here. Yep, they're climbing all these wet bushes right onto your house. In the south, you gotta stop them at the source.
What about termites? I hear they do some serious damage.
I'm glad you asked. We know pest, we know the south, and we know how to keep your home protected.
Cook's Pest Control.
Tallahassee Reckoning emerged from a simple yet powerful belief that every girl deserves to dream. And over the last few years, the world has watched women's soccer shatter the glass ceilings, inspire generations, and redefine what's possible. Tallahassee Reckoning isn't just another team. This is an opportunity to be part of something bigger, to invest, to lead, and to shape the future of women's soccer. Tallahassee is a city built on champions, a city that thrives on competition, innovation, and excellence, a city that's a place of culture, energy, and connection, a place where community isn't just a word, it's a way of life. We're not just building a pre-professional club in Tallahassee, we're creating a global destination, a place where the best come to train, to compete, and to grow. We invite you to be part of something bigger. Join us and build a club that belongs to the world.
Oh, it looks like flag staying down here for Churchill. One-on-one with Rincon. The right-footed shot and score. And who else would it be for the Reckoning minute number 20? First ever franchise goal here in Tallahassee. It's a goal.
This time of year, ants, they're the worst.
I mean, do you see this? I don't even know where they're coming from.
Oh yeah, ants thrive in the summer, but I know exactly what's going on here. Yep, they're climbing all these wet bushes right onto your house. In the south, you gotta stop them at the source.
What about termites? I hear they do some serious damage.
I'm glad you asked. We know pest, we know the south, and we know how to keep your home protected.
Cook's Pest Control.
For 200 years, this city has waited for something the world has never seen. Waited for a team that represents the power, the resilience, and the undeniable talent of women in sport. The wait is over. Tallahassee Reckoning isn't just another soccer team. We are the first of our kind, built from the ground up, breaking barriers, and redefining what's possible for women's soccer. For so many young players, the dream starts here. The first touch, the first goal, the first time they believe they could go all the way. Tallahassee Reckoning is where that dream takes shape. Our pre-professional teams aren't just competing, they're creating a pathway to the pros. We proved that talent exists right here in our backyard, that young girls can dream of playing for their city, that women can lead, own, and operate the future of the game. From the first kick to the highest level, this is where the journey begins. Tallahassee Reckoning is the next bold step forward.
This time of year, ants, they're the worst.
I mean, do you see this? I don't even know where they're coming from.
Oh yeah, ants thrive in the summer, but I know exactly what's going on here. Yep, they're climbing all these wet bushes right onto your house. In the south, you gotta stop them at the source.
What about termites? I hear they do some serious damage.
I'm glad you asked. We know pest, we know the south, and we know how to keep your home protected.
Cook's Pest Control.
Tallahassee Reckoning emerged from a simple yet powerful belief that every girl deserves to dream. And over the last few years, the world has watched women's soccer shatter the glass ceilings, inspire generations, and redefine what's possible. Tallahassee Reckoning isn't just another team. This is an opportunity to be part of something bigger, to invest, to lead, and to shape the future of women's soccer. Tallahassee is a city built on champions, a city that thrives on competition, innovation, and excellence, a city that's a place of culture, energy, and connection, a place where community isn't just a word, it's a way of life. We're not just building a pre-professional club in Tallahassee, we're creating a global destination, a place where the best come to train, to compete, and to grow. We invite you to be part of something bigger. Join us and build a club that belongs to the world.
Oh, it looks like flag staying down here for Churchill. One-on-one with their friend Cone. The right-footed shot and score. And who else would it be for the Reckoning minute number 20? First ever franchise goal here in Tallahassee. It's a goal.
This time of year, ants, they're the worst.
I mean, do you see this? I don't even know where they're coming from.
Oh yeah, ants thrive in the summer, but I know exactly what's going on here. Yep, they're climbing all these wet bushes right onto your house. In the south, you gotta stop them at the source.
What about termites? I hear they do some serious damage.
I'm glad you asked. We know pest, we know the south, and we know how to keep your home protected.
Cook's Pest Control.
For 200 years, this city has waited for something the world has never seen. Waited for a team that represents the power, the resilience, and the undeniable talent of women in sport. The wait is over. Tallahassee Reckoning isn't just another soccer team. We are the first of our kind, built from the ground up, breaking barriers, and redefining what's possible for women's soccer. For so many young players, the dream starts here. The first touch, the first goal, the first time they believe they could go all the way. Tallahassee Reckoning is where that dream takes shape. Our pre-professional teams aren't just competing, they're creating a pathway to the pros. We proved that talent exists right here in our backyard, that young girls can dream of playing for their city, that women can lead, own, and operate the future of the game. From the first kick to the highest level, this is where the journey begins. Tallahassee Reckoning is the next bold step forward.
This time of year, ants, they're the worst.
I mean, do you see this? I don't even know where they're coming from.
Oh yeah, ants thrive in the summer, but I know exactly what's going on here. Yep, they're climbing all these wet bushes right onto your house. In the south, you gotta stop them at the source.
What about termites? I hear they do some serious damage.
I'm glad you asked. We know pest, We know the South, and we know how to keep your home protected.
Cook's Pest Control.
Tallahassee Reckoning emerged from a simple yet powerful belief that every girl deserves to dream. And over the last few years, the world has watched women's soccer shatter the glass ceilings, inspire generations, and redefine what's possible. Tallahassee Reckoning isn't just another team. This is an opportunity to be part of something bigger, to invest, to lead, and to shape the future of women's soccer. Tallahassee is a city built on champions, a city that thrives on competition, innovation, and excellence, a city that's a place of culture, energy, and connection, a place where community isn't just a word, it's a way of life. We're not just building a pre-professional club in Tallahassee. We're creating a global destination, a place where the best come to train, to compete, and to grow. We invite you to be part of something bigger. Join us and build a club that belongs to the world.
Oh, it looks like flag staying down here for Churchill. One-on-one with their friend Cone. The right-footed shot and score. And who else would it be for the Reckoning minute number 20? First ever franchise goal here in Tallahassee. It's a goal.
This time of year, ants, they're the worst.
I mean, do you see this? I don't even know where they're coming from.
Oh yeah, ants thrive in the summer, but I know exactly what's going on here. Yep, they're climbing all these wet bushes right onto your house. In the South, you gotta stop them at the source.
What about termites? I hear they do some serious damage.
I'm glad you asked. We know pest, we know the South, and we know how to keep your home protected.
Cook's Pest Control.
For 200 years, this city has
And welcome back. If you can hear us or you're still listening, the loyal followers that are out here just got official announcement, that the game has been declared final. Of course, per WPSL rules, you only have to get to the halftime marker. But, whoa, as we just saw a wild lightning strike here in the background, of course, per the rules, you only have to get to halftime and kick off the second half for the game to be declared final, and that strike was very, very close. So as you can see for us here, as we pop this one up, the game has been declared final. So Pensacola Academy prevails 1-0 over the Reckoning. Ben, your thoughts of the action here today?
Yeah, it was a really even game. If a team was going to win this game, it was probably just going to be by a single goal, and that's exactly what we saw. Pensacola started on the front foot, then Tallahassee got back into it, and it really was kind of going back and forth. Pensacola, they had this shorter bench, but they made the most of it, sending their players inside to keep them cool, frequent subbing, and then as you mentioned, you overheard the coach talk about during the break, we may not get this full half in, so we need to come out guns blazing. And sure enough, that's exactly what Pensacola did in the 50th minute. Number 17, Edwards, got what turned out to be the winning goal for Pensacola. So what that means for the table, 10 points from 9 games for Tallahassee. That is 1.11 points per match. That drops them to 5th. Pensacola, 12 points from 10 games, now with 1.2 points per match, promotes them up to 4th place in the table.
And that's probably how we'll look to stay. Of course, as the season comes from a conclusion here, so it's going to be your final, as you can see here. So a successful voyage here for Tallahassee. Competitive here season long with everybody here, but that'll be the end of the road for the WPSL team. Of course, for those interested in more action later on tonight, scheduled kickoff 5 p.m. here for the USLW team of the Reckoning. They're going to play Fort Lauderdale for a win-and-in playoff situation. Of course, there's other complications if we get a draw, but we'll get to that later tonight. But, of course, Tallahassee Reckoning, a chance to make a first-ever franchise playoff berth on the table. Can they lock it down here? Come back at 5 o'clock. We'll have the same squad. Andrew Jute, Ben Grubbs, Natalie Everett bringing you the action there for the USLW squad. Of course, the easiest way to find it, just go to the USLW website, watch Team Tallahassee Reckoning, boom, it'll pop there. It's through Sports Engine. They're a facilitator there. They are exclusive rights, so we will not, of course, be on our YouTube here. But for those of you still with us, that's how you know how to get there. But once again, all final Pensacola Football Club Academy 1, Tallahassee 0. Final, Ben, before we go out, of course, shout out to Cooks here for sponsoring us season long. Cooks Pest Control. Who is our pest of the game if you got to hand it out to somebody?
I think I'd give it to Jordan Land. She was really active on this near side. You saw really great at creating chances, even in situations that looked like she was boxed in. No, all of a sudden she's put it into the box and put the opponent under pressure. Real workhorse going up and down the field, causing mayhem for Pensacola. They didn't know what they were going to get from her. A real pest for Pensacola, you might say.
Absolutely. While Jordan Land hasn't been at it for 90 years, like Cooks Pest Control in these southeastern 6 states, they can handle any kind of action that you want, whether it's the common pest or the weird stuff. Cooks Pest Control can take care of everything for all your needs. They got an experienced team. They'd love to help you. Also, shout out to the women and girls soccer Hiller for help promoting the day's broadcast game day for us here today. But that's about all we have. Of course, thanks to our community sponsors that we have here that you've been seeing at the longest halftime ever, according to our boy JP in the chat. And then, of course, throughout the breaks and weather's delays here. So appreciate you bearing with us here, but we're all final. Any parting words here for you, Ben? We've loved bringing you these games. We can't wait to see you for the USLW game tonight. It was a fun season for this Reckoning pre-professional team out here in the WPSL, and we look forward to broadcasting again with you next year. There you go. And if you're looking to come back next year, of course, we still have the USLW team still rolling, right? But, of course, you can reserve your season tickets, just $25. Make sure you check out tlhreckoning.com to reserve your season ticket spot. You can keep your same seats, keep all that stuff, but you can get in on the ground floor. And while I wish there was an elevator here at Gene Cox to get us up here to the press box, you can rise with the team as we approach next year here from that ground floor on Smoothly Up. It'll be low impact for you. It's not like taking the stairs like we have to. But that's all we have here for you today. Reckoning fall in the season finale for the WPSL 0-1, to Pensacola Football Academy. Once again, Andrew Jute, Ben Grubbs, Natalie Everett here. Have a great rest of your day.